Good morning, Mayor, members of Council. For the record, my name is Bob Martin. I'm president of the Homeowner Taxpayer Association of Bexar County. Our primary mission is to fight for those on the tax end of tax and spend. Mayor Castro, do not railroad us. Please do not railroad us. In 2000, the citizens of San Antonio rejected VIA's light rail plan by a 3-to-1 margin. Now these same officials are coming back and they're telling us streetcars are not the same as light rail. Well, this is a difference without distinction. In fact, both run on rails, both are relatively expensive, in fact, very more expensive than buses, and they both require costly new infrastructure. In addition, rail mass transit adversely impacts those dependent on public transportation. So now we have a lose-lose situation. We got the taxpayers losing a fortune, and we got people that really need bus service are going to be strangled and forced onto the streetcar, the end of the streetcar lines, forcing them to make more transfers, taking more time. And in fact, in this morning's paper, there was an op-ed by the Heartland Institute, and I quote from that op-ed: despite more than doubling the number of light rail miles in Dallas, 3,700 fewer commuters rode their rail system in 2010 than did in 2000, even with a growth in population. And in Houston, which VIA officials always like to point to, 2,700 fewer commuters rode transit to work in 2010 compared to 2000. Now get this, taxpayers paid $3.6 billion in Dallas for their rail system and $434 million in Houston for this declining ridership. Anybody that says this is an increased ridership has more nerve than a cat burglar. We believe Council can resolve this issue, though, by calling for another election. Mayor, it's not voter interference, it's a democratic process. It also takes a lot of nerve when you call streetcars advanced transportation, and the buzzword of the day now seems to be modern streetcars. This stuff's obsolete. From 1900 to 1933, San Antonio had a streetcar line. It served downtown, the suburbs of Beacon Hill, Denver Heights, and Alamo Heights. But the line was dismantled and replaced by buses. Well, why did this happen? Streetcars were much more expensive to operate than buses, and the routes were not flexible. Well, that makes sense. Streetcars ride on rails. In short, buses could go where people needed to go at less cost. And looking at these contracts, Mayor, I think we have serious problems potentially with conflicts of interest and cronyism. I was down here in September, if you recall, but let me tell you this. In July, VIA awarded a contract to a NHTB corporation to manage its rail program. According to news reports, one of the key roles of NHTB was to ensure VIA had the financial capacity to build a rail system. In September, this council awarded a $1.25 million contract to a local engineering firm for a downtown transportation study. The study includes bus and rail travel. Notably, VIA staff was on the city selection committee that recommended that engineering firm to you, and the study will not be completed until May of 2012. That's what we were told at the meeting. Now, it was reported in a news story that the firm performing the city transportation study is also a partner in the NHTB contract. Now, if this isn't a conflict of interest, I don't know what is, but this raises two serious issues. Why is city staff recommending you fund streetcars before the downtown transportation study is completed in 2012? Was city staff aware of the engineering firm that they recommended for the downtown transportation study, a partner in managing VIA's rail program? The very same management firm whose one of their key goals is to obtain funding for VIA's rail. So I guess they're pretty successful if you vote yes today. Oh yeah, they've done a good job. Who suffers? Taxpayers and people dependent on public transportation. Mayor, don't railroad us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin.